Tangaroa, Tangaroa, Tangaroa. Sail all the way from South Australia. And if you see her, say hello to the aqua. Tangaroa, Tangaroa, Hanangoga. The captains of Tangaroa, Tangaroa, Tangaroa. Sailing the Tangaroa.
Tangaroa is being pulled through the main street of Shark Bay and it's very tight, but all is going to plan right now and we're about halfway to where the boat is going. So it's just up the main street and into a block there. So shit, we've just hit the side of the boat with a frickin' pole that's coming out and it's scraped all of the side. Ew, we made it!
Setting for another way to proceed. Move as one for a child's need.
How you feeling?
Still a bit stressed out about the whole dilemma. Got a scratch on my boat. At least it didn't fall off in the middle of the road, that's probably the main.
Yeah. Okay, first day of Reno's today. What I'll be doing is I'm going to be taking off this back tramp, the one that we never got to over last summer. So that's being ripped off. I've got to take all the cables out. I've got to get some numbers, identification numbers off the hulls and from the motor to get Australian registered. And I'll also be doing the front bit of the tramp that broke. I got to take some of the tramp rope off and then we'll be starting again on the right hand side of the trampoline at the front. So here we go. I also wanted to show you what happened underneath the hulls when I painted the hulls. I didn't do the best job, much to James's disgrace. He's pretty off it. I think the first leg of sailing that we did after I painted the hulls, this is what happened. Not good. I obviously didn't sand this enough for the paint to stick, so that's what I'll be doing. Also, I'll be repainting all of this and making sure that it's sanded shmick. I'm a bit of a rusher, so I'm gonna do a good job this time. And I'm just taking out this rope from this section so we can fix all this. James is making a whole new beam to fit across here, and he's going to make it extra strong. So, and then we'll re-thread this tramp, and then that's the front end done. So that'll be great. Okay, I'm onto the back tramp. This was the original tramp that was on the boat, and it is so flimsy and it's very easy to put your foot and leg straight through these holes. So yeah, today I'm just taking this off and throwing it in the bin. When we were pulling out the boat on the gin car, look how tight and close that is to the wheel. There was like not much playroom at all, and it's exactly the same on the other side, and I don't know how James managed to get it absolutely perfect like that. It was windy and the boat was like rocking from side to side, so I think it was a bit of a fluke. But yeah, there's not much playroom, and that's what happened the day before. One of the hulls went up on one of the wheels and jammed the wheels, and so yeah, it turned out pretty good in the end, but massive fluke, and that was, yeah, definitely not a lot of room to play with.
Hannah and I have just pulled off the bimini in preparations for a hard top and pod. Yeah, strip the boat back, I suppose.
Yeah, look at all that salt.
It's salt and like corrosion with the aluminium. I think the rubber reacted with the alley. So anyway, we got about 3 years out of it, I suppose, didn't we? Yeah. Served its purpose.
See you later, Bimini.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a better hard top.
Cabin. Lightweight.
We pulled out the tubs, the floor panels, the steering box and motor carrier so we could start the work on all the modifications and revamp certain sections. There are beams that need fixing and James will be building a pod for the centre.
Well, this is the only major thing that I've got to do for the pod is I'm cutting this here. for the rear tramp. I've drilled and epoxied so many holes and I've re-drilled them, so they're all ready to go and it's ready for paint, which will come last. Paint will come last. I'm just getting everything prepped. If you come over here, got our steering pod. I've filled a lot of holes in that. I've still got more to patch up. There's going to be basically minimal gear in it. I used to have electronics in here and they're all coming out because it was getting too weather affected. So I've been busy filling and epoxying all the old holes from different things that have been fitted to it over the years. So that's not far off paint. Apart from I've got to fill a few things in, but there's a couple more things I've got to fit. So basically what I'm doing is I will fit everything, do all the modifications, fit it all, make sure it all works, pull it all apart, sand it all back, paint it all up, and then put it all back together. That's what's going to be happening with it. Over here I've got, these are the tubs that you stand in when you're helming the boat. They basically sit down next to the helm positions. They never had scuppers. Used to drain out of about a 5mm recess on this inside edge. That's how they used to drain, which was no good because waves used to blast up underneath and come straight back up. So I'm going to basically glass in these bits of pipe, which are going to act as scuppers, one either corner, like so. So they're going to be all getting glassed in, and then everything will be getting the final sand, and that won't be far off paint either. I've just filled the little wall wound that we had. This is when we came out of the water on our Jinka going down the street. I wasn't spotting for about a few minutes, and we ended up hooking up on a sign and just gouged a little bit of the along the wall work here. So anyway, I've just filled all that, and that's just going to get patched up. It's nothing too major, but it'll get tidy up. So Tan's going to be painting some more of the green. So this tramp was still the same as the original. It was one that we didn't get to last year when we were redoing the tramps. So every single one of these holes had to be drilled out to a larger diameter, and then filled with epoxy, and then drilled out to 8mm to take the rope for the tramp. A few little bits here that didn't get epoxy in them, which will just need touch-ups, and then that'll be done.
Yeah, what are you doing with the winch?
Just pulling it apart and kind of servicing it and giving it a revamp because it's pretty old and stuffed, really.
And you just got yourself a new winch.
One new winch. We're looking for 2 new sheet winches. Fuck.
What?
Oh no, there it is. But I lost the spring. This is the new sheets for our new mast stand. Got a total of 8 of these sheets, which are going to get epoxied together, glued. Really? We're lifting our mast 200mm to allow for the hardtop over the helm. And it's going to be stronger. The old one had a bit of stress fractures in it. So this one's going to be a bit chunkier. Have our new winches mounted on it, our new halyard winches. Yeah, it's going to be sick.
So this is the new mast step, one of them anyway. James has epoxied 4 layers of 12mm ply altogether, so it's super strong. This is the one that's done, so it's quite heavy, and it's going to be cut out down here and like that. I think it's going to be chunky, solid, and really strong. And he's got all of his ply ready to go for the pod. Pretty excited about that. Just getting everything prepped and ready to go, and yeah, everything put back together, and then he'll start the pod.
I'd sell my soul for solitude. A pretty
We start the big task of fixing beams, we finish the mast step and start building our new pod.
You like
dull green autumn green feet.
I would like to say a massive thank you to our patrons. Thank you so much for supporting us. One of our goals is to promote a bit more of a sustainable lifestyle, and I hope that we inspire just a couple of people out there. A quick update on what we are doing. We're working extremely hard to get the aqua Tanga back in the water. And in a few months we will be sailing north, and I'm really excited to show you guys the remote Kimberlies in Western Australia. It's gonna just be unreal. I'm very excited. So if you like us, jump on board and subscribe to our channel.
In these memories and all the halogen is passing straight into me.